Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Namde Azumar. Uh, I'm an IT professional and also a CCSI. Cisco CCSI simply means Certified Cisco Systems Instructor. I work with Data Sciences Nigeria Limited, and this video is strictly to teach you and tell you how to become a CCSI for those that are interested in becoming CCSIs. CCSI is a professional proficiency test. It's not really about being certified or certification. It's not like CCNA or CCNP certifications or well collaboration certifications or that. No, this one is strictly testing you on your proficiency, your competence, your ability to handle Cisco devices and be able to handle it in a confined environment as an instructor. So when you go in for the test is more like a lab based. It's strictly lab based and it can run for at least between 7 to 8 hours depending on your speed at which you are able to finish the test. It's more a little bit like a snapshot of a CCIE lab, but it's not really like that of the CCIE lab because the CCIE lab is the real thing, which everybody in the Cisco world is aspiring to get to. Getting the CCIE number is very, very important, which makes you proficient and an expert in whatever field you are. So let's start. To prepare for your CCSI, the first thing you need to know is you need to understand that CCSI has different types. We have CCNA CCSIs, we have CCNP CCSIs, and then we have CCIE CCSIs. You can also be a CCSI and at the same time a CCIE, but you can have the same number. Anybody that confirms and gets the CCIE becomes a certified Cisco instructor and is assigned a number which is unique, and he has to be actively under a particular organization before you can become a CCSI. You can't become privately a CCSI. You have to be sponsored first by an IT company where you work, who will either send you for training overseas to go and train and take the ICP test, or you work on your own. But you can't just work on your own and become a CCSI. You have to be an active instructor in a particular organization which sponsors your training and your certification at the same time. So first of all, when you want to prepare for your CCSI, if it's a CCNA CCSI, first of all you must have good understanding of CCNA. I know that maybe if you don't know what CCNA is, CCNA simply means Cisco Network, Cisco Certified Network Associate. It's the associate type of test for network IT individuals who intend to have a feel of the IT world, especially in the Cisco environment. It can be in any kind of technology. Of course, we have the design type of the CCNA. We have the security CCNA. We now have other CCNAs to routing and switching. The most commonly taken CCNAs are, of course, the core technology of Cisco, which is the routing and switching, which is commonly used. For me, I'm into core routing and switching. I'm a CCSI at the same time, a CCNP. I'm also working towards my CCIE lab, which will be taking place very soon. But the value of this video is to show you how you can be able to prepare for your CCSI, go for your training anywhere that the company you're working sends you. It can be in Dubai, it can be in UK, it can be in France, it can be anywhere that they have facilities to establish that kind of lab for you. You can of course succeed and get your number and become a certified Cisco instructor in your organization. So you must have good understanding of CCNA. If it's routing and switching, you must understand the technology of routing and switching, all the theory behind the routing and switching. First of all, start with the theory, get familiar with the technology, get familiar with the topics, understand how the whole thing works, and then practice on your own, use simulations and other things you can gather to get good feel of of the technology you read in the CCNA. Practice over and over and over again if you intend to go for the CCSI and CCNA CCSI, and practice on your own. Get a feel of all technologies, including the if it's frame relay, if it's anything ISDN, whatever you know that you have a weakness in, you have to study it and know it so well, because you're going to practice it, and it's a lab-based test. The test is strictly on lab, and it's going to test you and know whether you know what you're doing as an instructor or not. Because for you to be an instructor, you need to have first class understanding of the concept. You have to be the product of the product, so that when you are administering training for candidates, they can understand what you're saying from the huge pile of experience you have acquired during your own time of training and preparation. So when you master the technology, you now go in and practice over and over on how those technologies apply in the real world with respect to Cisco devices and in all small, medium, large-scale enterprises, something of that nature. But in the CCNL level, they won't really go to the point of testing you on the large-scale network management and administration. So when you're very conversant and you feel that you're very good in terms of the theoretical aspect of it, and of course the practical aspect of it, you can now go in for your ICP training that normally takes five days. It will be over, and within that 5 days you'll be able to take your ICP test, and when you pass the ICP test, you now wait for your results. And of course, just like the lab, it takes a couple of days. If you pass, they will give you assign you your number to your email, and then of course you have to go in and register and go pass through the processes of signing in through the registries and getting understanding the policies that abide and becoming an active member. You need to be an active member of the CCIE organization group. You have to be in a group of the active members simply means people that are constantly currently training instructors and being measured both by the students and by the instructors themselves. And then if they got to a particular cutoff level, then they can of course become active CCSIs. Now, when you want to also become a CCSI, CCNP, CCSI, it's still the same process, but now you need to shift from CCNA aspect, the associate level, to the professional level, where you need to master everything in the routes, everything in the switching technology, as well as the troubleshooting aspect of the CCNP. If it's for routing and switching, the same thing applies. If it's for security, the same thing applies. If it's for design, the same thing applies. Whatever it is, if it's wireless, the same thing applies. Understand the technology first, then practice and know it well. It is not just about training with unauthorized instructors. Now you are working with authorized Cisco training partner, and which is your sponsor, and you are about to become a professional trainer, a certified Cisco trainer. So you have to know the concepts in and out. You have to know the technologies in and out, practically and theory wise. So when you master the routing aspect of the CCNP first level, you go through the drill, you walk it through, you learn it well, you practice on your own. You also try out the practical part of it. The same thing applies to the switch. You get the theoretical aspect of it. You take out like something like a month and master it and go through the routes. Take out a month or two and go through the practical. Practice on your own over and over until you get to the t-shirt. You can take a maximum, let's say 3 to 4 months if you intend. Depends on your speed level. If you intend to study between 2 months to 4 months, it depends on how you intend to do it. Then when you master the technology and the practical aspect of it, which is the lab, then you can also go ahead and sit for your ICP exam, which is lab-based. It's 8 hours exam, and then they will test you on everything. It could be remote test, it could be it can be hands-on, but normally it's always hands-on and it's purely lab test. And after the test, they're going to run some drills and ask you questions to know how you deliver your classes to your students, and if you perform very well from that aspect of it, you can get your number, you become a CCNP, CCSI. The same thing applies to CCIE. As we know very well, the CCIE is for Cisco Certified Internet Network Experts. At the expert level, now you are now getting into the level at which you can get your CCIE number. So, but first of all, you have to finish the technology aspect of it, which is the written aspect, and then start moving into the lab, which is what everybody is looking for. And then when you get to the lab, you do the lab. The same thing applies 8 hours or more, and then if you finish it, you can get your number. So the issue of CCSI is not that common because it's strictly sponsor based. You can't sponsor on your own. You need to work under an IT learning partner. You need to work under a learning partner, not just an IT firm. That particular organization has to be a Cisco learning partner. They must be registered. They can be associate level partner, or they can be specialized level partner, whatever they are. When you are an active current staff and you work with them and you have been found to have the to be eligible and proficient enough to handle it, they can now send you for outside training, or for you to be able to do the test and get certified and become their instructor. And now you're the instructor, you can now handle any course that you please. Now for the CCNA, CCSI, when you become a CCNA, CCSI, you have the power, the ability to handle all courses, all associate courses, as long as your organization is concerned. If your organization is the learning partner associate, it means that they can only offer associate courses, which includes CCNA, CCDAs, security associates, design associate. They can't really offer the CCNP aspect because they are not the specialized partners. Then if your organization are the specialized, that means that you also have to have your CCSI associate number. The same thing applies to the professional CCSI. That way you can now offer all bundles of the courses for all, both the associate and the professional. The simple thing. So it's something that you need to sit down and think and know whether you can actually go for it to aspire to become one, or just sit with your certification. Now remember, one thing about the certification is when you prepare to get your certification, the difference between the CCSI and the normal person that has the CCNA is, for CCNA you can practice on your own, you study, and then you perform some certain labs on your own if you feel that you can afford it, or you go to a particular training institute, they train you, teach you all the modules and show you the lab, and then you go in there, you take the test. It's an online test, and sometimes in the test people get to go and get DOMs and buy DOMs like from Pass for Sure or Exam Brain or Certify, whatever you buy, and then you use those DOMs and pass the drill, and then you come out to become a CCNP. The same thing applies to the CCNP and that. But if you take it like that, if you're the kind that uses DOM to pass, you won't be able to scale through the CCSI level, because the CCSI has nothing to do with DOM. It has everything to do with your skill, your abilities, your understanding of the technology, and what you can do. So I will advise, don't even imagine thinking of DOMs or formulas or drills, how you're going to do it. Just bend down and cool down and take out time to study and understand how the devices work for the associate level. Practice on your own, become proficient in what you do, and you get in there and you work the drill. It's strictly a lab-based exam, and you will pass and you become a CCSI and you get your number. The same thing applies to the CCIE, to which is what everybody is looking for. So I advise you to work hard, work hard and do all you can, focus very well. The CCSI is not really a big deal. You can, if you believe you can. So I wish you the best. Thank you very much. Bye bye.